3 years ago, I was living in Naples, got tired of hurricanes, and started looking at tiny homes. Fell in love with the idea, found this beautiful community and this tiny home. So when I was looking for tiny homes, the important thing to me was the kitchen. In the other tiny homes that I viewed, I just wasn't happy with the layouts of the kitchen. A lot of them went sideways, kind of down the hall, not enough space, smaller appliances. What I loved about the layout on this one was the U-shaped counter space, the full-size appliances, having a dishwasher, having a full-size sink. All that was important to me for entertaining, and this just works perfectly for me. I love the open concept here, and it just has that cozy feeling that you like in a kitchen. One of my favorite things about this kitchen was the cabinet space. There's tons of storage here. There's lots of drawers here, upper cabinets. There's a pantry over here, an extra pantry in the hallway. It's not too big, and I could see myself living here till the end of time. One of the things that I did not have in my 800 square foot condo in Naples was any counter space. It was about this big. No wraparound. Here I can work all the way around. There's tons of counter space. I love the bar top, so when I'm entertaining, I can have friends here while I'm cooking for them, and it's just the perfect place to cook. When you are having guests over and entertaining, these swivel stools work perfect, so you can either be facing who's in the kitchen or facing out here where all your guests are. So it's a perfect spot for having a quick bite to eat. My full-size refrigerator is great for here. So I have plenty of room to put all of my normal stuff in the refrigerator. Side-by-side freezer, which is plenty of room. I love the upper cabinets here because I can hide all those things I don't use every day. Here is my pantry. This is usually where I keep all of my food. So it's very handy, very easy to get to. One of my decisions on this kitchen in this tiny house was retiring. I didn't want all the space to clean, didn't want the mess. This has absolutely everything that I need. It's easy to work with, and it's perfect. When I looked at the space and there was no furniture in it, I was scared to death. How am I gonna make this work? The fun part was finding the right piece of furniture to fit the space. It's actually larger than you think. I started on Amazon. I started looking at pieces, things that I thought would fit, things that I know wouldn't fit, started measuring things, and just took my time and planned it out in my head on what I was gonna like and what would fit this space. And it just came together perfectly. It's not too cluttered, it's nice and cozy. There's plenty of room for guests, and it just feels like home. When I started designing this living room area, I started out with another couch. It was much larger, it was very comfortable, but it just didn't work for the space. So I kept it for the first 2 years, and about 6 months ago, I purchased this couch at a secondhand store. It was perfect condition, a little bit smaller in size. It's still a full-size couch, so it works. I like to take naps in the afternoon with the dog, so it's perfect for a rainy afternoon, just watching Netflix movies and being comfortable. I wanted a coffee table. I couldn't find a coffee table that would work. So I found an entry bench. So this is now my coffee table. If I have guests over and we're just watching movies, I can slide the coffee table out of the way, bring the poofs over, we can just lounge out. It's just very comfortable space. The trick is not overdoing the space, keeping it to fit where it still feels spacious. I have a lot of people come in here and tell me this does not feel like a tiny home. There's no way this is 399 square feet. So it works for me. So if you couldn't tell, my favorite time of the year is Christmas. The important thing to me was being able to make this into a little holiday cottage. And I think I've accomplished that here. When I started decorating, I went to Hobby Lobby and I found this perfect slim tree, perfect for the spot. Found all the decorations, all kinds of goodies, and just started putting it together one at a time. People always ask, where do you store all this stuff? You spend days doing this. Well, I have a shed outside, which stores all of my extra things. So when I start decorating, I take down all of my other pictures and put up everything Christmas. So as you can see through this tour, every room is decorated, from the top of the cabinets, to the bedding, to the bathroom, to outside area where we love to sit by the fire pit and enjoy Christmas also. My reason for going tiny was I wanted more time for myself. I wanted to be able to spend money doing things that I've always wanted to do. Living in a condo, having high HOA fees, all the other bills, water bills, electric bill, insurances, it just added up to be a lot. When I did the math for tiny home living, it was so much of a savings. So that was my turning point. That's when I just bit the bullet and did it. I don't regret a minute of it. I live a simpler life. The stress is just gone. I feel free. So when I first started, the thought of tiny homes, this community, kept popping up on social media. And it just got me so interested that I kept researching it, looking into it for 2 years. So I just drove up here, took a look at them, fell in love with the people. This was the last tiny home available, and I just bit the bullet and I just did it. This tiny home cost me $149, which seems on the higher side, but I was very comfortable with that price because of everything that I get in the community. So my lot rent here is $720, and that includes the lot rent plus all the community fees that they do for the lifestyle, which includes your pool, your pickleball, your clubhouse, all the events and activities going on, lawn care, water, trash pickup, pretty much everything you could think of. This community is a gated community. We have codes to get in. It's easy access for friends to come and visit. And it's just a nice community feel. Everyone's friendly, everyone's helpful. It's like an old-fashioned neighborhood where everyone generally gets along and helps each other out. The only thing I have to pay for is my electric, my homeowners. No more property taxes. Right now I pay $37 a year for a registration fee for my home. It couldn't get any better than that for me. It just gives me time and money to do whatever I want to do. A few misconceptions about living in a tiny home or a trailer is that you're in a trailer park and everything's on top of each other. One of the draws to this community was we had space. They look more like cottages. And people are always surprised when they come in here. I tease them and tell them, yeah, I live in a tiny home. I live in a trailer. They come here and they just see how beautiful it is and they're amazed. They're just shocked at what they see in the home itself and the community, the amount of space, being able to have a little outdoor garden area and cooking area. It just gives it more of a homey feeling here. That's one of the things that I loved about this whole tiny home thing. It's just finding the right place and the right fit for you. So right now we're in the hallway. This is the restroom right here. And here is the stackable washer and dryer. Gives you plenty of room to wash blankets, sheets, towels, all your normal clothing. Plenty of space, and it's hidden. A lot of places don't have a door hiding it. People come in, they always ask, where's your washer and dryer? Well, here it is. In my last video, I didn't show this because I was a little embarrassed, but I think it's important. There is an extra closet here. Now, don't be scared. This is where I keep a lot of my larger appliances, my brooms, my cleaning stuff, anything I want to hide when people are coming over. It's very deep. It's got 4 shelves in it. I have plenty of things hidden in there. Trust me, it's a hoarder's closet. One of the important things when I found this tiny home was the bathroom. I wanted plenty of space. I have 1 large vanity, 2 sinks. I have a lot of counter space, which gives me a little bit room to do my Christmas decorating, which you know I love. I have a regular size commode. I don't have one of those composts that you see in a lot of the smaller tiny homes. And I have a full-size shower, which makes it easy to get in and out of. Thinking as when I get older, since this is where I'm gonna be till the rest of my life, I want easy access for everything. The shower pan is a resin, so it makes it very easy to clean with no grout, no tile. It's got plenty of storage here. I've got 4 drawers, 2 cabinets, and then there's also extra towel storage on the other side of the bathroom. So I was very impressed with the amount of storage in here. It wasn't just 1 little sink and 1 cabinet. What I loved about this bathroom, it feels like a normal bathroom. When I first looked at this space, I looked at the bedroom and I thought, how am I gonna make this work? It looks so tiny. With a little bit of creativity, I was able to fit in a queen size bed and 2 smaller nightstands. So it's perfect. It feels big to me now. I think seeing these unfurnished is a little bit confusing. When you see them furnished, it's a little bit easier to visualize. So don't let that scare you. Just go for it. You'll always find the right piece of furniture for the space. On this side of the bedroom, I have 4 drawers. I have this counter space, which of course is filled with Christmas decorations right now. I have a TV here, which I love. I love to get in bed at night, snuggle up with the dog, watch a good movie. One of the other important things was lots of closet space. I have 2 closets, and as you can see, there is plenty of space in the closet. I have all my clothes in there. I have winter and summer separated, so this is all my summer stuff and all my winter jackets and boots, scarves, all that good stuff is in the other closet. Back here, I have my little back porch. It's also screened in. I love it. I grow all my plants back there. I sell them at markets. I have my hammock out there, and I just love to lounge out there at the end of the day with the dog. She loves to watch the sunset. Some people say, aren't you worried about security, having a door on the back of your house? No, not at all. You know, being in a tiny home, you're in a very small space. I wanted an escape route from either side. In case of a fire, you hear something going on up front, you can sneak out back, vice versa. So I love the fact of having a back door. Everything's locked, it's secure, so I feel very safe. One of the important parts about living in Florida for me was having a porch, a place that I can lounge out, enjoy the beautiful weather, have the dog out here with me, open up the house, have that fresh air coming in, not worrying about bugs. This is my front porch, and I absolutely love it here. With this community, one of the things that I really liked about it was being able to have a little bit of outdoor space. They allow us to have a shed so that you can store extra things in. I have space to do gardening. I like to cook out here, entertain. Christmas time, so of course it's decorated. And we sit out here and enjoy the fire, drink a glass of wine. Plenty of space, it feels very cozy. You don't feel like you're in a tiny home at all. Having a yard space really makes a big difference. After it's been 3 years here now, I absolutely love it. What I've learned is I have so much more freedom. I just get to jump in my van and go into the sunset, do whatever I want to do for the weekend. If it's a beach weekend or a mountain weekend, I have my choice to do what I want. I know a lot of people are afraid of tiny home living. They don't know if they want to make that jump. I know there's plenty of campgrounds out there and places where you can just go rent a tiny home. Go out there, explore it, get a feel for it, check out the cabinets, check out everything that's in there. I know people that have done it, and they say it's amazing of how much space and peace you get in a tiny home. So don't be afraid, just do it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tour of my tiny home, and I hope you all have a very, very Merry Christmas.